Create a unique design of the infield. You can decorate the garden not only with the help of flower arrangements, flower beds, but also if you use decorative figures for the garden. Since ancient times, people have loved to decorate alleys and gardens with figurines that give the space a thematic focus. The variety of sculptures is impressive. With their help, a thematic unique space is created in the garden, and a fantasy of landscape design is embodied. For example, children's figures for the garden, created with their own hands, will help to create a fairy tale corner with children's favorite characters. The harmonious combination of garden vegetation and figurines will make the recreation area a favorite place where the whole family will gather. A wide variety of garden decor elements are presented in specialized stores. Depending on the functional decorative purpose, they are divided into several types. Decorating flower pots. This type includes products intended for planting vegetation in them, pots in the form of various pedestals, decorated planters, etc., as well as small design elements that create an emphasis on flowers, decorations in the form of butterflies, birds sitting on a long rod inserted into a floral composition. Decorative products for the decoration of reservoirs. Themed figurines for the design of flower beds. Garden figurines that have the function of highlighting the territory. The decor for the garden is selected based on the style of the space. You can support the theme of the rustic style with the help of images of pets and birds. A harmonious decoration of the pond will be a pair of swans or a small duck family. Gnome figurines will be a wonderful addition to the fairy tale theme of the garden, will support the Scottish style of the space. Wooden figures in the garden will help to create the rustic style. It is important to remember that the decor should be harmoniously combined with the space, complemented. There are several rules, compliance with which will help you choose the right figurines. Compliance with the stylistic orientation. For example, creating an exquisite ancient Greek style, or maintaining the style of a luxurious royal palace. The use of plastic will not be appropriate. In this case, concrete figures that thematically support the style of the space are better suited. Coloring of the decor. When choosing jewelry, you should know that monophonic white, black, gray figurines look advantageous against the background of bright flower beds. Bright decorative items of unusual shape will decorate the dim background. Visual harmony. On a large garden area, large objects look harmoniously, and decorating a small plot you can use small details. Keep in mind that in the tall grass, a flower bed, you need to use a large-sized decor, and small products will look harmoniously on a shorn lawn. It is also equally important to observe moderation in decoration. It is impossible to overload the garden with an abundance of figurines. It is better to choose several beautiful copies than to plant a large number of unrelated decorative elements. When planning to decorate the site with figurines, it is better to practice in advance. Arrange the cardboard layouts in the planned places. Look at the result. Having achieved the desired visual image, you can fill the space with the purchased figurines. Having a little free time, the desire to show an individual approach to the design of the site, you can make a garden figurine with your own hands. To do this, you need a little imagination, simple materials at hand. Garden crafts can be made from different materials: plastic, rubber, gypsum, concrete, wood, wire, and much more. The choice depends on the thematic focus, the ability to work with the raw materials. With a little woodwork skills, you can create unique garden decorations made of plywood. These can be either template cut, decorated thematic compositions, or masterfully folded three-dimensional statues. Plywood products are characterized by strength, durability, and relatively low cost of purchasing materials. Plastic bottles are a material that can be found in any home. They are good because they are easy to process. Their products are durable, resistant to weather conditions. The cheapness of such jewelry will also be a plus. There are many ideas on how to use plastic bottles. You can use them to build a beautiful palm tree, large pink-cheeked piglets, various birds, flowers, and much more. When purchasing a plot, the owners of private houses first of all think about the house, garden, and vegetable garden. When the minimum program is completed, there is time and desire to start decorating the territory. And here you will come to the aid of sculptures made of wood, wooden figures, and live in the side, give it a unique look and make it more interesting. In order for the sculptures to become the highlight of your garden and not turn into a tasteless heap of figures, follow the designer's advice when decorating the site. Wooden sculpture is best suited for a landscape or country-style garden. Place wooden figures next to the conifer trees on the bank of the pond on the lawn, but in the middle of a multicolored flower bed or next to a flower garden, it is better not to put them because flowers will draw attention to themselves and the sculpture will go unnoticed. It is very important to choose the right place on the site for placing wooden figures. They don't have to be near the entrance. Sculptures can be placed near the border of the suburban area or in its depth. The main thing is that they do not interfere with movement in children's games. If you decide to place several figures side by side, then all of them must be made in the same style. In addition, arrange them in such a way that when looking at one of them, all the others are not visible. They can be covered with shrubs, branches, or other greenery. With the help of several sculptures, you can create a whole thematic composition. A fairy tale, a scene from village life, a rural estate, a forest corner, etc. The size of the sculpture must match the size of the area where you decide to place it. On the lawn or near the curb, install medium-sized figures. If you plan to place the sculpture on a large lawn among tall trees or shrubs, its height should be approximately equal to human height. Small items, in this case, can be placed on a pedestal. If you want to highlight the sculpture in order to highlight it in the evening and give the figure a more mysterious look, then set the backlight from below. Garden sculptures made of wood can be very diverse. Some of them perform a purely decorative function and serve only to decorate the site. Others not only cause aesthetic pleasure but also have an applied value. How to care for wooden figures in the garden? If cared for properly, wooden sculptures can last 50 years or more. The most dangerous for wood products are high humidity, temperature fluctuations, insect pests. A tree in an aggressive environment very quickly becomes unusable. You can save it from moisture and decay with the help of special compounds for protecting wood. Even if the sculpture was impregnated with a similar agent during manufacture, you still have to retreat every year because the protective layer thins over time. If it's not updated, the wood will begin to crack and rot. If your wood products are painted and the layer of paint is also a protection, then regularly check them for scratches. If the protective layer is damaged, moisture can penetrate to the wood, mold will appear, and the sculpture will be damaged. To prevent this from happening, immediately treat the damaged area and apply a new coat of paint. In addition to moisture, temperature changes are a great danger to wooden figures in the open air. It is impossible to avoid this problem in the middle lane, where in summer the temperature can rise to 30 degrees and in winter it can drop to the same mark but already with a minus sign. You can help the tree and minimize the negative effects of adverse weather conditions with the help of all the same protective compounds. In addition, for the winter it is recommended to bring wooden sculptures into a dry room. If this is not possible, build special boxes or covers for them that will protect the products at least a little during the cold and damp period of the year. Another enemy of wooden figures on the side is insects. When setting up a sculpture in the garden, check for insects nearby, especially those that pose a danger to the tree, such as bark beetles or wood borers. If insects appeared later in the process of using the sculpture, they must be destroyed as soon as possible. For this purpose, insecticides are suitable, chemical preparations for combating insect pests. Many people believe that the creation of original figures for a garden or yard is the work of skilled sculptors and designers with many years of experience. But this is not the case. If a person has the imagination and desire to create, he can easily create garden crafts from concrete with his own hands, gypsum, clay, and other improvised materials. And the process of creation will become a creative self-realization that does not require significant financial investments. After all, anyone can become a decorator, regardless of their existing skills. To begin with, they are determined with the type of structures, their size and location, as well as the color scheme. Decorative craft sculptures for the garden can be of several types: functional, for planting vegetation; aesthetic, figurines for the garden. The first include all kinds of flower pots made of concrete, which both tall and tiny plants can be placed. They can have a geometric shape or abstract, ragged edges or rounded contours. Do not doubt your own abilities when considering the option with animalistic motifs. A garden sculpture made of concrete, even with an image of human silhouettes, will turn out if there is an appropriate set of tools and desire to cause admiration from others. It is unforgettable, the products for the garden created with their own hands from concrete need several days to dry. It is also possible to create a cement decor in stages. Therefore, the owner of the garden needs to allocate about a week for his masterpiece. For many summer residents, this issue is important, since they do not permanently reside on their plots. We hope this video was useful to you. Like it, write your comments and subscribe to our channel.